Mr. Yoshiomi Yoshino, Senior Representative, JICA India Office. Ms. Harshika Gupta, HR Manager, Takahata Precision India Private Limited. Mr. Kaoru Yamamoto, Director General, Japan Foundation, New Delhi. Mr. Natsuki Morikubo, Business Head, Japan, ASMAX Group. And Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, Chief Director General, JETRO India. Now, before the Honorable Ambassador of Japan to India arrives to the venue, I would like to quickly introduce the program of today's session. So today's Japan session is consisted of 3 sessions. The first opening session, there will be 3 speakers, Mr. R. Balakrishnan, Mr. Kenji Hiramatsu, the Ambassador of Japan to India, and Mr. Hiromi Chiaki, President of Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry in India. After the opening session, we would have 2 consecutive panel discussions. The first panel discussion, the theme is Contribution to Odisha Economy. We will be having 4 speakers in this panel discussion, which is Mr. Gautam Sharma of Indonesian Foods, Mr. Sanjay Mane of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, Ms. Shiho Sakaguchi of Annual Holdings, and Mr. Yoshiomi Yoshino of JICA India Office. After the panel discussion, we would like to open the floor for discussion. So we will be taking a couple of questions from the floor as well. The second panel discussion, the theme is human resources. And we'll be having Ms. Harshika Gupta of Takahata Precision India, Mr. Kaoru Miyamoto of Japan Foundation, New Delhi, and also Mr. Natsuki Morikubo from ASMAX to discuss their cooperation in this area towards Odisha government. And last of all, Mr. Kazuya Nakajo will be giving the closing remarks. As of now, there are more than 1,300 Japanese companies who have presence in India, and they have more than 4,000 bases throughout the country. Until now, most of them are located in the Western Corridor and the major cities such as New Delhi, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Chennai, and Bangalore. And we still have only a few presence of Japanese companies in the state of Odisha. So today we would like to showcase the examples of companies who are already manufacturing in the Odisha state, and also organizations that have contributed tremendously into the economy of the states. So if you could prepare some questions for them, we would really appreciate it, so that you can have an interaction and a constructive discussion during our session. So we would like to wait another couple of minutes for the Honorable Ambassador to arrive to the venue. He will be arriving in a few minutes. Now please welcome, with a round of applause, His Excellency Mr. Kenji Hiramatsu, the Ambassador of Japan to India. Now, to begin with, we would like to have Mr. R. Balakrishnan, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Development Commissioner, Government of Odisha, to give the opening remarks.
His Excellency, Japanese Ambassador to India, and other dignitaries on dais, Honorable Minister for Industry, and my senior colleagues, and then the representatives from Japan and from the industry in India. Welcome to all of you. Konnichiwa. Namaskar. It's my great privilege and honor to be present amongst all of you today for the Japan seminar here at the Make In Odisha Conclave 2018. And I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the land of Sun Temple. Today, as I stand here, I take this opportunity to introduce you our beautiful state of Odisha and the enormous business opportunity it presents. Just like Japan is the eastern gateway to Asia, Odisha is an eastern gateway to India. Recently, I was there in Japan with our Honorable Industry Minister and other delegation. That was my 5th trip to Japan. That is a country which makes you to wonder. You discover this particular country every time you visit. It's been a great honor to be there, part of that. With a rich Buddhist heritage dating back to over 2 millennium, Odisha has traditionally had a strong cultural connect with East and Southeast Asia. About 2,300 years back, it was in Odisha that Emperor Asoka, after fighting a battle with Kalinga, as the region of Odisha was then called, had a change of heart and converted into the path of Buddha. It is he who facilitated propagation of the teaching of Buddha beyond borders of India, Tibet, China, Korea, and finally reaching Japan. One of the important tourist destinations of our state, the Buddhist Peace Pagoda at Dhauligiri near Bhubaneswar, has been built in collaboration with Japan. We very proudly call that the Dhauligiri is the place, the coordinate where the history took the U-turn. We wonder that had Kalinga War not taken place, had Emperor Asoka not becoming Buddhist, had the Buddhism not reaching Japan, one think back with an amusement how differently the world history would be now looking like. It would be certainly a different history. That is the reason, that is the place where the history took the U-turn. As I speak before you, I am reminded of the strong friendship that India, particularly Odisha, shares with Japan. It was with the Japanese support that the Odisha born, he was born in Odisha in Cuttack, the revolutionary leader of Indian independence movement, Subhash Chandra Bose, raised an army and challenged the British occupation of India in the 1940s. You all may be aware that Renkoji Buddhist temple in Tokyo has a memorial for Subhash Chandra Bose. There is a large community of people from Odisha who have made Japan their home. It is noteworthy to mention that world-famous festival of Jagannath Ratha Yatra, with its origin in Puri in Orissa, is annually celebrated by the Odia community in Japan in a grand manner. Similarly, there are many Japanese citizens, including the renowned Odissi dancer, Ms. Masaka Ono, who have made Odisha their home and have become a part of us. We are keen to build on such existing bonds and extend them further to deepen our socio-economic cooperation. In the past 2 years, the state of Odisha and Japan have taken great strides in developing a lasting relationship. Last year in October, a state delegation from Odisha visited Japan, and the response was received was very encouraging. We have subsequently kept up the engagement with the Japanese business community through multiple discussions and visits coordinated with the Embassy of Japan in India, JETRO, JCCI, and this year in August, a delegation led by our minister went there, I already pointed out to you. Some of the major Japanese industries have made Odisha their home. Indonesian has set up one of their most advanced state-of-art industries in the state. Kurosaki Harima Corporation is running the TRL Kurosaki plant in Belpahad. Further, the state is also in advanced discussion with the Japanese companies who have shown interest to set up industrial units in Odisha. Odisha has a vision to become the investment destination of choice in the country as well as the world. To achieve this vision, Odisha has brought out progressive policy and developed state-of-the-art infrastructure. The state has also put in place a user-friendly and intuitive single-window system that ensures hassle-free and prompt online approvals for the projects without need of any physical touch point. This system and many such initiatives have helped Odisha to become one of the most preferred destinations for projects in India. To further enable the growth of Japanese industry in Odisha, I am very happy to say that we have identified unencumbered contiguous land parcel of 665 acres, a mere 20 kilometers from Bhubaneswar city center. A land has been identified and earmarked for the Japanese industry. We propose to develop this land into an exclusive Japanese cluster. And all of you must be knowing that near Delhi, in the Nimrana and other places, there are Japanese who have proved that they can create a exclusive industrial park with a Japanese industry clustering, and you feel that almost you are in Japan when you are Nimrana. So that kind of thing we want to see it in Orissa. For that, we have already earmarked 665 acres of land just near Bhubaneswar. Finally, I would like to thank the delegation members from Japan who are present here today. Japan, by accepting our invitation to become the partner country, has demonstrated the commitment that she shares towards lasting partnership with Odisha. My friends in industry always used to tell that it is very, very difficult to convince a Japanese person to be a partner. But once he is convinced and become a partner, then they say that it's for life. And that is what somebody who is doing a business with Japan for last 30 years, he is based in Chennai. He used to often tell me this. And he used to tell that it's a partnership, if it happens, it's for lifetime. What we are looking forward from the Japan is one such kind of friendship and partnership which will last forever. I wish you all a pleasant stay here. Do visit the Expo and Theme Pavilion at the Conclave. Kindly make a visit to Craft Museum, Tribal Museum, and Konark and our beautiful locations. Thank you very much. Once again, have a pleasant stay here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Balakrishnan. Thank you very much, Mr. Balakrishnan. Now I would like to have the pleasure of inviting His Excellency, Mr. Kenji Hiramatsu, the Ambassador of Japan to India, to give the special remarks.
Thank you very much. Already I spoke in the plenum, so I'd like to be a little bit brief. Thank you, Secretary Balakrishna, for opening this session in Japan. I'm very pleased to be partner country, sole partner country for this important event, Make In Odisha Conclave 2018. And I really appreciate very strong interest shown to us. I met the Chief Minister 4 or 5 times. Every time I met Honorable Chief Minister, he really welcoming Japanese investment. He was very kind to render any support necessary for inviting Japanese companies to this beautiful state. And also, I acknowledge that already several missions have been dispatched to Japan. I understand that the Honorable Minister of Finance, Honorable Minister of Industry visited already to Japan to showcase the beauty and some advantage Odisha State can provide to Japanese companies. And we had a very important session given by some officials from state government in our monthly meeting of JCCI, Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He explained what kind of incentives, what kind of benefits Odisha government will provide to Japanese companies. I hope that many companies from Japan come to this state, but until now, Japanese companies are basically concentrated in states like Haryana, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu, among others. So the issue is how to expand cooperation with other states, how to get the interest from Japanese companies in states like Odisha. Odisha is a very culturally rich state. It's a very welcoming and kind people in this state. I am always impressed by the very, rich hospitality extended to me whenever I come here. There's very good, kind of advantage Odisha state can provide to Japanese companies too. And I heard that you are preparing the possible township project for Japanese companies too. I'd like to see what kind of infrastructure is available, what kind of incentives you are going to provide to Japanese companies. I have to confess that there is a competition among states to attract Japanese companies' interest. It is not easy to attract Japanese companies, but if they come, they are very trusted partners. Japanese companies are very famous for honoring their promises. They attach great importance to the trust. So if the partnership is formed, it will continue for many, many years to come. So how to start this kind of a process ongoing, that's the challenge we have to face. So this seminar is important gateway for further collaboration between Japanese companies and Odisha states. I'd like to see various important discussions taking place to form a real partnership, real joint venture, and something concrete will take place sometime very, very, very soon. I see there are some potential areas for cooperation, like food industry or seafood industry. Japan is the biggest consumer of, for example, shrimp and prawns. How Japan can get a sufficient amount of prawns for Japanese consumers, this is already a challenge. So I don't know if Odisha can help us in filling the gap for consumption of Japanese seafood consumption. That is one way. And of course, as I said in my opening remarks, you have a very deep port and you are facing to the eastern part of Bengal, Bay of Bengal, which will connect with Southeastern Asian countries. That is a great benefit for Odisha. So you have a very rich cultural heritage, a lot of places to visit. So I hope many Japanese tourists come to visit this place. But for that, we should have more knowledge about Orissa. You should have more promotion about everything you can provide to Japanese companies or Japanese tourists. So this might be a joint venture. I do my best efforts to let Japanese companies know about the charm that Odisha can provide. And your side, your government, our embassy can do your best efforts to give necessary information how Odisha is attractive to tourists and possible investors. In this way, you can have a more, profile of Odisha in Japanese companies, Japanese industry. That is a, challenge we have to face now. Odisha has, I think, very good brand image in terms of cultural heritage, in terms of very kind people, and so on. So how to cultivate this brand image even further? Odisha produce very good things. Odisha have a very talented people. If this kind of image prevail in Japanese companies or Japanese people, it will create even better chance that many Japanese companies keep coming to this place. As ambassador, I will be committed to encourage Japanese companies or Japanese tourist operators to look into Odisha state. I will get in touch, continue to get in touch with the Honorable Chief Minister and his staff to make sure that we'll be able to have a better and even enhanced level of partnership between Odisha and Japan. So thank you very much for coming this session. I hope a very prosperous and good discussion ongoing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador. Next, I would be happy to invite Mr. Hiromi Chiaki, President of Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry in India, and Chairman and Managing Director of Mitsui & Co. India Private Limited.
Your Excellencies, distinguished officers, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. And especially, I can see a lot of young, talented students here. Thank you for paying attention to Japanese session. And my name is Hiromi Chiaki. I'm a president of Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry in India, and also chairman and managing director of Mitsui & Company India Private Limited. Please call me Yagi-san, not Yogi-san. And first of all, I would like to express my special thanks to Additional Chief Secretary, Development Commissioner in the Government of Orissa, Sri R. Balakrishnan, IAS, and His Excellency Ambassador of Japan to India, Mr. Kenji Hiramatsu, and Honorable Consul General of Japan in Kolkata, Mr. Masayuki Taga, for organizing this event and for giving us the opportunity to participate in this business seminar. This is my first visit to Orissa. I heard from many friends that Orissa is one of the fastest growing states in India, and people in Orissa are very friendly. I already felt it. Finally, I came here. I would like to thank again to all attending participants. I'd like to begin with a brief introduction about JCCII and Mitsui India. JCCII is an association of Japanese companies in India. JCCII has worked for the welfare and unity of Japanese companies in India, as well as promoting networking with Indian society. Having started with around 100 member companies in 2006, today the organization has grown to a membership of more than 420 companies, mostly in and around Delhi NCR. Actually, more than 1,300 Japanese companies are in India. But compared with the number of companies, Japanese companies in Thailand already more than 20,000 Japanese companies are there. Still, the number of Japanese companies in India is very small, I think. So still, we have a lot of chance to invite Japanese companies, of course, to Orissa too. We, JCCII, also coordinate Japanese companies in India to submit suggestions to the Government of India since 2009, along with the support from the Embassy of Japan in India to improve business and investment environment in India. We truly appreciate continuous support and efforts by the Government of India. Now, as the Chairman and Managing Director of Mitsui & Company India, let me talk about a little bit Mitsui. Former Mitsui, why I say former, means former Mitsui was dissolved by General Headquarters of United States when we lost the World War II. That's why I say former Mitsui. Former Mitsui was founded in 1876. And former Mitsui opened branch office at Bombay in 1893, 125 years ago. Former Mitsui was the first Japanese company to open the office in India. The objective of that branch was to export Indian cotton directly from Indian producer to Japanese textile manufacturers. It was so successful business. And afterwards, 1,900 former Mitsui imported jinrikisha to India. Jinrikisha is a totally Japanese language, but it means a coach powered by human beings, like this. And now you have auto rickshaw. Still, you are using the Japanese language rickshaw. It is totally Japanese. So I did not know that, but when I heard it, I was so proud of it. So please try to use the same words forever. Thank you very much. And now, Mitsui also, later, in the year 1947, we started new Mitsui and Company. Now, Mitsui has 136 offices over 66 countries and regions, and 472 affiliate companies for consolidation globally we have. Last fiscal year, Mitsui's consolidated revenue was $46 billion, and profit was $3.9 billion globally. Mitsui India has 5 offices in New Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, and recently we opened in Hyderabad, and more than 30 joint ventures and projects in India. We are actively involved in various business sectors as co-investor and guide for Japanese companies to India. For example, maybe you know the name of Naptol. It's a TV shopping company, and we have a 25% stake of Naptol as investor. And we have a joint venture to make a motorcycle of Yamaha, and also we have a joint venture with Toto to manufacture sanitary ware. Now we are seriously looking for new business opportunities. As the president of JCCII and chairman of Mitsui India, I'm witnessing India's rapid development and growth every day. 2 weeks ago, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi visited Japan and met with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, Mr. Shinzo Abe, as well as many officials and business representatives to strengthen further partnership and collaboration. Of course, economic area is one of the most important promoted area between India and Japan. The Indian government is inviting foreign direct investment and participation in various sectors. Japanese companies have increased investment greatly during the last 10 years. It is not yet easy to do business in India. However, thanks to the support and improvement initiated by central government and many state governments, the business environment in India is becoming better and better every year. According to the survey report by the World Bank in 2017, the capital, Bhubaneswar, was ranked as the 3rd best city among 17 cities in India in terms of ease of doing business. Congratulations. Before coming here, I read the investment brochure of Orissa State and found that Orissa State has many competitive advantages, such as skilled manpower, government facilities, port facilities, rail connectivity, road network, and their investor-friendly policy. I understand that there are various business opportunities, such as electronic manufacturing, petrochemicals and chemicals, agro and seafood processing, and many more in Orissa. Also, I learned that the government of Orissa has tied up with Japan for mega investment and has already identified 600 acres near capital Bhubaneswar that will help to serve as a dedicated industrial park of Japanese companies. At the end of the last October, I made a presentation about recent economic growth of India in Nagoya, where Toyota has a head office. About 200 businessmen from 80 companies came to the presentation. I felt that so many Japanese companies recently pay much more attention to India. In order for both Orissa and Japanese companies to be successful, on behalf of Japanese companies, I would like to emphasize 3 important and common corporate philosophies of Japanese companies. First philosophy is to focus on medium and long-term growth strategy. Of course, short-term result is important. However, we pay more attention to medium and long-term strategy. Second philosophy is to realize the happiness of employees through their work. Company is not only for owner or management. And third philosophy is human resource development. Historically, Japanese companies consider that they are receiving potential talents from society and responsible to develop them and return them to society as a whole in future. We are looking for Indian partners who agree with these three philosophies. Bringing and encouraging such corporate philosophies of Japanese companies here in India, we would like to deepen mutual understandings between India and Japan and to contribute to the prosperous development of India as a result. We appreciate it if the government of Orissa will also respect such philosophies and provide to Japanese companies a stable, efficient, and sustainable business environment for mutual success. By taking this opportunity of this wonderful event, I hope to further strengthen and maintain the relationship of trust between Orissa and Japan, step by step, for our glorious future. In consequence, I hope we will surely make good, valuable, and exciting business discussions and networking in this powerful and rapidly growing state, Orissa. Again, it's been an honor to be here today and to be able to present my perspective before all of you. We look forward to our future collaboration and wish Orissa much success and future. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Mr. Yagi. Now, before we move on to the next session, I kindly ask the speakers of the opening session and panel discussion too to step down from the dais and take their respective seats in the floor. And now we continue with the first panel discussion with the four panelists. Moving on, I would like to invite Mr. Gautam Sharma, Managing Director of Indonesian Foods Private Limited, to make his presentation. The first panel discussion is titled Contribution to Odisha Economy.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Hiromatsu, Mr. Balakrishnan, all dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege for us to be here at Make In Odisha as one of the few Japanese companies who have already been making in Odisha for many years. So we manufacture instant noodles. We are a food company, and we have been manufacturing in Orissa from 2014. So we are in the unique position of being able to inform all the investors from Japan what it is like to invest in Orissa and operate in Orissa. At the same time, we are in the unique position of informing people in Orissa what it is like to be a Japanese company working in Orissa. In both cases, the experience is good, and we'd be happy to encourage more Japanese companies to invest in Odisha. Let me tell you a little bit about Nissin. So we are the world's pioneer for instant noodles. Now 60 years ago, Nissin invented instant noodles. We manufacture two brands, Cup Noodles and Top Ramen, both of them here in Odisha. Apart from Odisha, we have two factories, one in the north in Rewari and one in the south in Bangalore. But our newest and largest factory is here in Odisha. And Nissin Group works across the world in 19 countries. It's now 60 years old. Nissin has been in India for 28 years, but we have been in Odisha for 5 years. I'd like to tell you the policy of Nissin is to make affordable food because the founder's spirit is Shoku Soku Seihei. Peace will come to the world when there is enough food. And we go around the world to try and make tasty, safe, affordable food for everyone. And India is a very important market for us. India is now 4th largest instant noodle market in the world. In the future, it may even be 3rd or 2nd largest. And our factory in Khordha, in Orissa, which was established in 2014, has already been expanded one time, and we believe it's going to become a modern, state-of-the-art factory for Indonesia. So let me share some experiences of being a Japanese company in Odisha. Of course, we came to Odisha initially because of the location, because we already had factory in north and south, so we wanted to make a factory in the east. But now, many years later, it's not only location that should bring people, especially Japanese companies, to Odisha. Odisha has the greatest skilled workforce out of all of our 3 factories. We are able to produce our product at a high degree of quality and efficiency due to this reason. And other speakers already mentioned about the friendliness and the progressive policies of the Odisha government, who provide great support for anyone who wants to come to Odisha. So I have no doubt in saying that if you're a Japanese company and you're thinking about coming to Odisha, do not hesitate. You will have a wonderful experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sharma. Now I would like to invite Mr. Sanjay Mane, Senior Vice President, Business Development of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India Private Limited.
Good afternoon, His Excellency Kenji Hiramatsu, Ambassador of Japan to India, Mr. R. Balakrishnan, ACS and Development Commissioner, Government of Odisha, dignitaries on the dais and in the panel, on the dais and off the dais. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. I am Sanjay Mane from Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. It's a pleasure and honor for me to be here to represent Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and make a brief introduction about what all about activities are. Next हो रहा है क्या कहाँ हो रहा है कहाँ होता है अच्छा ओके एक सेकंड बैक बैक कैसे करेंगे अच्छा रेड से बैक हो गया कहाँ हो रहा है यस ओके या ये ओके या थैंक यू. So this is just our broad overview of the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. You can see here, mainly our businesses are located in 3 verticals, which is power, system, industry and infrastructure, aircraft, defense and space. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries is founded in 1884 in Japan, and today we are having more than 80,000 employees globally, and we have more than 156 companies in the overseas. Our sales turnover for the last year was more than 37 billion US. If you can see here, I would like to, if you see Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, our businesses are mainly into power sector. So when I say power sector, it means it covers all the power plant, small size to the large size power plant, thermal, hydro, nuclear, all technologies we have. Industry and infrastructure, this is the vertical which is like mainly it is related to infrastructure, which includes chemical plants, environmental protection systems, shipbuilding, LNG, transportation, minerals, metal machinery. Metal machinery is again, I will come back to you, explain you later. And aircraft and defense is mainly, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries used to be one of the very key players in aviation industry. And now we are coming up with, right now we are one of the largest part supplier for Boeing 787. And currently we are developing a new aircraft, which is Mitsubishi Regional Jet, which will be expected right now, it's under testing in US. Here I would like to give you a brief of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India activity only. So here in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India, we have total 10 group companies in India. You can see one is the Mitsubishi Hitachi Power System, which is mainly related to power business. Then Primetals Technology, which is again related to steel plant. Then Concast is again mainly related to, they make small casters for the steel plant. MHI Engineering is a EPC company based in Gurgaon. And MHI VST Diesel is a plant in Mysore, which we make agriculture and farm and construction equipment engines, both for India as well as for export market. Then cutting tool plant is MHI Ranipet. Then we have forklift plant. And we have two joint ventures with L&T for boilers and turbine, which is mainly supercritical boilers and turbine, 600 megawatt class category. So as you can see now, MHI Group in India has more than 10 companies in India, and we are on and all more than 4,000 employees in India in the group company. This is, you can see the activities. This is, I would like to focus on these two activities. This is our joint venture with L&T for supercritical boilers in Hazira. And this is our joint venture with L&T for supercritical turbine generators. So you can see we are very strong in thermal power plant, more than 600 megawatt category, supercritical. This is, sorry. Here I would like to focus on this Primetals. This is our steel metal machinery business. And basically this is a Mitsubishi, Hitachi and Siemens business merged together. So now it is called as Primetals. This is again Concast, which is a steel small casting plant we have in Mumbai. Diesel plant is again in Mysore. The key point here is this is diesel plant, diesel engines, what we produce in Mysore, they are used in construction machinery and even for export market. So important point is whatever manufacturing we are doing in India, it is both catering to domestic as well as export market. And you will be surprised to know that the steam turbines made in our Hazira plant is being exported worldwide. So basically we are giving Japan quality in India using Indian resources. This is, here you can just see we are doing couple of projects, whole lot of projects. Basically, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries is a technology-based company and our interest is in project activities. We do projects both on a EPC basis as well as a turnkey basis as well. And currently, one important project what we are executing now is LNG terminal in Ennore, Tamil Nadu, where we are building 2 tanks, LNG storage tanks. Boilers and turbines, you can see more than 15 units of boilers, 18 units of boiler have been ordered, out of which 9 are already delivered and balance are under manufacturing and execution stage. Turbine, more than 15 units are already ordered, 11 are already completed. So you can see most of the activities are, we are committed to make in India and committed to manufacturing in India, utilizing the local resource and giving Japan technology, Japan quality from India. This is, here I would like to focus on Primetal activity. So here you can see the Primetals is basically into equipment and technology related to iron making and steel making. So we are into both steel mills, casters, all technologies we make, and this is concast, this is diesel, is okay. Okay, here I will give you a specific overview of our activity, Primetal activity in Orissa. You can see now, as we can, everybody knows, Orissa is continuous. Orissa has a very important place in steel business, and steel business is a very strong area for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and now Primetals. Basically, our strength is we are a technology-based company who have a technology and which can complete the projects on a turnkey basis. Our association in Orissa comes back to 1960s, where we supplied converter to the Rourkela steel plant in 1960s, I believe, early 60s, and which is so basically Primetal is already in India more than 60 years back. Then we have supplied a couple of projects to hot strip mill to Rourkela steel plant, and this project is now under execution. So, and in Orissa, as you know, Tata Steel, JSPL and Visa Steel are one of the big key players, and we have already supplied our equipments and products to them. Even Tata Steel Kalinganagar is also one of our major projects we are already completed now. JSPL Angul also we have executed blast furnace already, and sinter plant was executed in JSPL Angul as well. So you can see all steel manufacturers, we both right from Rourkela to private steel producers, we have a strong presence in Orissa now. Thank you so much. Thanks for giving me time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mundali. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Shiho Sakaguchi, Research and Business Development of Anyu Holdings.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shiho Sakaguchi from Anyu Holdings. I'm head of Indian office of Anyu Holdings. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I really appreciate Embassy of Japan and JETRO and my partners in Odisha and people in Orissa, if they are here. I really appreciate it. And Anyu Holding is a business incubator, and we help Japanese corporation to develop business in India or some other countries which is growing market. We help them with strategic collaboration as well as funding. Right now, our fund focuses on Japanese listed companies and help them to go abroad. We also help Indian major corporation for corporate social responsibility and open innovation in terms of technology. And one of the area which we focus on is agricultural technology, including food processing and logistics and technology related with supply chain. As I see, agriculture technology is one of prospective area which has potential of technology complementary between Japan and India. My activity in Orissa start from last time Make In Odisha Conclave. Then after that, we had a seminar called Krishi Unity. Oh, yeah. Krishi Unity. It is held in June 2017, organized by CII Orissa and supported by Jindal Stainless Limited. We get enter into MOU to start incubation in agriculture technology with JSL's CSR. Then we launched an accelerator program in Odisha. I have visited 6 villages around Karinganagar, Jajpur, then met more than 80 farmers. Then one of the startups which accelerated in the program called Orissa as untapped potential area of agriculture. I think that's true. So I was very much impressed by 3 things in Orissa. One is richness of the natural resources, which enable farmers multi-cropping farming and organic farming. The second thing is water resources. As you know, water to be controlled by irrigation, but that water resources is available in Orissa. The third thing is importantly, I saw women farmers are very aggressive to learn and inspired entrepreneurship. So that was very impressive to me. So I just go through. I just go through our project. So we try to provide social impact for sustainable agriculture system and sustainable business model. So that turned out to be the concept called creating shared value. And for CSR, so we try to solve the problem of the farmers by technology, of agriculture technology startup, by collaboration with other corporations. So as I mentioned, the technology complementary. So Japan has high quality standardization and also IP and sophisticated technology and security and risk control. On the other hand, India has which Japan doesn't have. So this is a model which we have built for the agri-tech incubation. It has function of testing and also marketing and training for the startups to the farmers. So this is GSL's office, which in Gurgaon, when we launched the accelerator program, we were supported by several Indian major corporations and Ministry of Agriculture Japan, JETRO, also came for the launch. So we launched with the 3 agri-tech startups, and our mentors came from Japan and US, India. So this is in villages in Jajpur. So it was truly impressive to see farmers. Right-hand side, he was trying to build a multi-cropping system in his farm by reading a book called 12 Months Cultivation. And left-hand side, I was talking to women farmers in the villages. This is also Orissa, groundnuts farm. So for this program, we have selected from more than 100 startups to narrow down to 3 agri-tech startups and 12 mentors from Japan, US, and India, and 50 collaboration was proposed by the startups. And we visited 6 villages in Orissa and met more than 80 farmers for our field research project. So our accelerator program is not just a study of entrepreneurship. It's a kind of matchmaking as well as generating synergy in between the stakeholders and create a collaboration. And finally, we try to make the ecosystem in Orissa. In Orissa, as technology-wise, in my opinion, agriculture in Orissa will make sustainable growth if it strategically focuses on products with less pesticide residue, export quality, and transparency. And Japan has a technology to improve those aspects of agriculture together, such as safety of the water as a basement of agriculture, and scientific practice with organic fertilizer and IoT. Then rural ecosystem of recycling, compost, and manure. And finally, food processing, as Nishin does, it's very important technology, and quality control of agriculture products. So, And I hope Japan and India have much more opportunity to create a collaboration and sustainable growth together. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sakaguchi. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Yoshiomi Yoshino, Senior Representative of JICA in the office, to make his presentation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Next and back. Okay. Pointer. Okay. First of all, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to all honorable participants for giving me the opportunity to introduce JICA's activities on behalf of JICA. Today, I'd like to introduce our activities, especially focusing on Odisha. As you might know, JICA is a Japanese governmental development agency that coordinates ODA, Official Development Assistance. JICA has conducted bilateral cooperation tailored to development needs from developing countries, combined with technical cooperation, grant aid, and Japanese yen loan. As per India, India is the largest and oldest partner for Japan. In fact, our commitment amount has exceeded $3 billion per year on average for recent 5 years. So far, JICA has assisted in various sectors, particularly the transportation sector, like high-speed railway and metro is a major part of soft loan. So from now on, let me introduce JICA's activities on Odisha. In Odisha, to date, JICA has assisted 13 loan projects in the field of power, agriculture, forestry, and water and sanitation, and so on. Together, they have amounted to about 160 billion Japanese yen, approximately 9,200 crores rupee. First, the transmission system improvement project in energy sector. In the situation of the expanding power demand with strong economic growth, under this project, 970 kilometers transmission line and 18 substations has been constructed so as to stabilize the power system and improve transmission efficiency. Second, irrigation project in the agriculture sector. Needless to say, agriculture is still main income source of about half of workers in India and play an essential role in terms of poverty reduction, job creation, and food security. This project has conducted with an aim to increase the productivity of agriculture and improved the living standards of farmers by developing the new irrigation facilities and organizing water use association. Third, the forestry sector development project. The role of this project is to enhance forest ecosystem and sustainable livelihood of local people by improving sustainable forest management, sustainable biodiversity conservation, and community development, including self-help group, cluster-based business promotion. And fourth, integrated sanitation improvement project. Under circumstances where the the state has faced growing population and increased in the amount of water supplies and polluted water, this project has constructed sewerage treatment plants and rainwater drainage facilities in Bhubaneswar and Cuttack so as to provide stable sewage services, improved rainwater drainage, and thereby improve sanitation and living environment for local people. JICA has also promoted people-to-people exchange by dispatching Japanese overseas cooperation volunteers. For example, youth rugby friendship match between India and Sri Lanka by youth team received coaching from Japanese rugby coach has successfully held in Bhubaneswar in June 2018. As I mentioned above, JICA has proactivities conducted various activities in Odisha. Furthermore, let me supplement other activities for making India more attractive to investors, that is, investment promotion program. The concept of investment promotion program is to support state government to improve investment climate through budget financing based on the achievement of policy action, such as policy and institutional reform, skill development, and infrastructure development. In fact, we have already had a good performance in the state of Tamil Nadu, such as development of industry-related small infrastructure, like substation in industrial park and access road to port. Currently, we have conducted the same program in the Tamil Nadu as phase 2 and the Gujarat states. Okay. Lastly, we are positive to support the sustainable development of Odisha. JICA expects that our activity could function as catalyst for activation of private sector participation and business operation in Odisha that could lead to more attractive destination for investment in Odisha. Thank you so much for kind attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yoshino. Before we open the floor for discussion, I would like to ask the panelists a few questions from myself. First, I would like to ask a question to Sanjay-san. Your comprehensive presentation on activities of MHI in India and Primetal's activities in Odisha were truly informative. In the government policy, India is to triple its production capacity of steel by 2030, and the requirement for upgrading steel products in India is also expected. How can Primetal contribute to this in the coming 3 to 5 years' time? Do you have any suggestions or proposals to the Odisha government to make this happen?
Yeah. See, as you can see, Primetals is mainly related to, it's a technology-based company. So, and as you see, Orissa continues to be a strong player in the steel sector. So definitely more and more steel plants are expected to come up, and either greenfield projects or maybe the brownfield expansion project. What we as Primetal can contribute is to provide the latest technology to the steel plants and to produce high quality steel and with a focus of environmental concerns as well as improving the efficiencies. Important point here, one is other than Primetal is, as you know, in India, thermal power plants, they have adopted a new emission norms for thermal power plants. And Mitsubishi Hitachi Power Systems, MHPS, which is again a group company of MHI, is also one of the strong players in AQCS space. So basically, as I can see, both steel plant as well as in power plant, environmental systems also is some role where we have a role to play. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your input. Next, I would like to ask Sakaguchi-san a question. So, agricultural development is the most prioritized agenda in India, as well as in Odisha. And open source technology adoption, both from Japan and India, is, especially from startups, is truly a new concept. With your presentation, I understand there are several aspects or fields to be developed for empowering farmers and the agro industry, from production, value chain creation to marketing. Could you indicate one or two of your most prospective examples in your portfolio?
Yes, thank you so much for the asking. I just want to mention about some examples. One agri-tech startup which has developed the IoT advisory system from agricultural scientists to the farmers. They try to create a platform for the farmers who produce less pesticide chili, dead dry chili. As you know, spice is very important export products for Orissa as well as India, but pesticide residues matters for the exporting. For that, they wanted to mechanize the process to check the quality of the products as well as color, shape, and the moisture of the contents. So we connected a company with a Japanese company which manufacture grading and sorting machines for agriculture products. And the agri-tech startups was very impressed with the Japanese technology, and they started discussing the collaboration in between. And another startup which does drone, as you know. Their business model is something like Uber for drone, which is called farmer services. And on the other hand, Japanese drone company has developed technology with Japanese National University. That drone can fly in the night and catch the pest while farmers are sleeping without any chemicals and pesticide use. So those technology can be adapted to organic farming in Odisha. So I see those areas of the collaboration between Japan and Odisha.
Thank you very much, Sakaguchi-san. I had one more question to Yoshino-san, but due to time constraints, we would like to open the floor for discussion. Sorry. So, if anybody would have a question, please raise your hand and ask the questions to the panelists if you have any questions. Any questions? Okay, in the gentleman in the front, please address who the question is to and your name, designation, and please.
Um, I'm Subrat. I am handling this skill development in the manufacturing sector. I have a question to Sanjay sir in the Mitsubishi umbrella under which various industries are working. Good to know that Mitsubishi is doing a lot of work in India, but there is a constraint of spare part availability in the country with respect to large manufacturing opportunities or the engineering technology which you are providing. The problem of availability of spares at the local level where these industries are or these units are coming up for yours, whether it is turbine, whether it is Primal, all those industries which have come. But the ancillary sector of producing small spares is not getting the due credit which is required. I think that is the area which you must focus on. And states like this are geared up with the skilled manpower and the kind of small investment which are required.
Thank you for this question. I will reply like this. Currently, if you see, most of the SME sector is under process of development. And as you know, Japan quality standards are quite high. And there is still a level gap between the Japan expectation vis-a-vis availability. I will not say India MSME cannot produce the quality. Definitely they can produce, but it takes bit of time and hand-holding from Japan companies to work with MSME hand in hand to develop and raise the level of quality. So whatever products we are doing it, we are in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, we have developed quite a few vendors. Though our processes are quite stringent, but we are able to develop over a period of time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanjay-san. Due to time constraints, we would like to move on to the next session. So I kindly ask the three panelists to step down from the dais. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause for the three panelists. And now I would like to invite Ms. Harshika Gupta, HR Manager of Takahata Precision India Private Limited, Mr. Kaoru Miyamoto, Director General of Japan Foundation, New Delhi, and Mr. Natsuki Morikubo, Business Head Japan of ASMAX, to come on the dais. Please allow us a few moments to change the setting on the dice. So now we would like to move on with our session. The second panel discussion is titled Human Resources, and we have three organizations and companies who are involved in the human resource area in the Odisha state. So first, I would like to invite Ms. Harshika Gupta, HR Manager of Takahata Precision India, to make her presentation.
Good evening, respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Harshika, and I'm much honored to have this opportunity to speak on behalf of my Managing Director, Mr. Nobuyuki Ako. And I will be much pleased to share the story of Takahata and the journey along with Odisha and how we came across successfully. Takahata Precision India Private Limited is a company based out in Neemrana. We have our global footprints across the world in 8 countries, which is Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, Spain, USA, China, and India. We are headquartered in Singapore, and our main business is into plastic injection molding. We established in 1929, and our CEO and COO of the company is Mr. Yasuo Yamamoto. We are spread across 8 countries worldwide, and we have overall 15 manufacturing units. We diversify into different business fields, such as OA equipments, residential facility parts, medical care, automotive, optical parts, and measuring equipments. In India, we are based out in Neemrana, and our major business is into automotive part manufacturing. Our managing director is Mr. Nobuyuki Ako, and we are manufacturing precision parts for 4-wheeler automobile industries. We are ISO qualified and VDA certified. These are the product ranges which we offer. We are into manufacturing of precision automotive parts for 4-wheelers, which ranges from fuse box, wiper motor, door lock, power window, the lighting system, etc. This is our workplace which we offer. We have a complete world-class setup as per the standards of Japan. We are having a manufacturing setup in India. And we follow 5S as an integral part of our company. This is an integral process wherein, starting from the top management, middle management, and the junior management, we involve in the daily 5S of our workplace. We have recruited team members from across the country, and we are having female manpowers and male manpower from across 19 states of India. We believe that if we invest in people, ultimately we are going to invest in our company and contribute to India. Hence, team members are supposed to be the assets of our company. Our association with Odisha, it ranges back from 2013 onwards. As our nature of business is into plastic injection molding, we take students from CPET institutes who are qualified into plastic skill. We have association with CPET institutes since 2013 from Campus 1, Campus 2, and Balasore. And we are proud to say that we are having approximately 87 number of team members from Odisha. We have female manpower in the shop floor working with us, and majorly we contribute approximately 60% of female manpower at the shop floor, which is quite unlike in other manufacturing units. Why we prefer female team members from Odisha? Female members from Odisha exhibit a very peculiar quality. They are very adaptable. They can adapt to any kind of environment, and they have very well adapted into the Japanese culture in our company. They are very quick learners. They learn very fast, and they are very eager to learn new things. They are very skillful. Whatever they are learning, they learn it by heart, and they perform to the best. They are very dedicated. Whatever task has been given to them, they are performing it to their core of the heart. Currently, we are having approximately 48% of team members from Odisha. Considering that we are having approximately 60% as on date female manpower, we ensure that they have proper, safe, and secure environment. We have a fully fledged female hostel wherein we have 2 floors occupied by our company, and we have approximately 42 flats available for the team members. The hostel is having 24/7 warden facility so that she can ensure that all females are in the best of the condition. Then we have CCTV cameras in the lobby of the hostel so that there is no nuisance activity going on and we can prevent it in case if it happens. Similarly, we have CCTV cameras installed in our complete factory premises. We have company transportation available in all the shifts for all team members so that they can drop them to their doorsteps. We do not discriminate in anything. We have a common uniform and common grounds for all team members. We have also installed ATM facility in the hostel premises for female team members so that they do not feel unsafe while the odd hours. Further, we also ensure that all the members who are associated with our company are continuously developed and they are growing day by day with the company. So, we provide them with a lot of facilities like on-the-job trainings, English trainings. We also arrange many quiz competitions and eagle eye competitions to motivate them and help them to grow with the company. We also perform various recreational activities for our team members as we are based out in Nimrana, which is a completely an industrial area which does not have much lifestyle avenues. They don't have any malls, any recreational hubs. So we provide our team members with recreational facilities like arranging these sports events, arranging the yoga and meditation for them. Then also ensuring that they are able to celebrate all the festivals with the company itself, like the Diwali festival and Republic Day and Independence Day. Of course, we have achieved a lot by help of CPET Odisha, but there was many challenges which we need to overcome. One of the major challenges was convincing the parents of female team members. Initially, when we started off, there were many hindrances because the parents were not ready to relocate their children to such a far place. With this, we started off having a discussion with parents in each recruitment session so that we can convince them better and make them aware of the kind of facilities we are having for the female manpower. Also, we started calling them at the time of joining so that they can have a look at the company premises, they can visit the company from inside, and also they can visit the hostel premises so that they can ensure that the child is safe while working with the company. Nevertheless, we had a lot of support from the Government of Odisha. We had visit by Shri Subroto Bakchi and Shri Sanjay Singh to our facility. They not only visited our facility, but they also interacted with all the team members who were from Odisha. This gave a lot of motivation to the team members who were working from Odisha with our company. This was all what I said and I presented to you. But we have also a feedback from team member who is working from Odisha with our company, and she would like to say something.
शॉर्ट कोर्स कंप्लीट है टाटा कंपनी कैंपस जाइला मो कैंपस सिलेक्शन है 2016 रे कंपनी रे ट्रेनिंग एसोसिएट ये जॉइन करी एबे मते कंपनी रे 2 इयर्स कंप्लीट हो गला मो ट्रेनिंग कंप्लीट पर मुझे मोल्डिंग मशीन ऑपरेटिंग करुच्ची आउ कंपनी बहुत भल झील मान बहुत सेफ्टी बहुत सुरक्षा अच्छी जो कि मुझे नाइट शिफ्ट करुच्ची आ बहुत खुशी भी लगुच काम बहुत इजी अच्छी प्रेसर नहीं हाँ आउ गोटे कि कंपनी झील मान को गोटे हॉस्टेल देती हॉस्टेल सुविधा देती जो कि बहुत सुरक्षा अच्छी बहुत सेफ्टी अच्छी जापान नंबर 1 कंपनी अल्सोक जो अल्सोक सिक्योरिटी कंपनी जो जापान नंबर 1 कंपनी वो सुरक्षा प्रोवाइड करुच्ची आमर हॉस्टेल को हॉस्टेल बहुत भल सब फैसिलिटी भी दूसरी मु लास्ट को ओडिशा सीपेट और ओडिशा गवर्नमेंट को थैंक्स कहवाक चाहूँगी कि मुझे जो कि मुझे भल कैरियर बनई पार्टी ଆଉ thanks TPIN.
This was all in my presentation, and I would be glad in case if you have any questions.
Yes, we will take the questions afterwards. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Kaoru Miyamoto, Director General of Japan Foundation, New Delhi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kaoru Miyamoto. I'm a Director General, Japan Foundation, New Delhi. I'd like to thank giving me this great occasion to present about Japan Foundation today. As a Japan Foundation, maybe this is the first time for you to hear the name, the Japan Foundation. The Japan Foundation is a culture organization under the Japanese government, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we do like promoting Japanese culture to all over the world, just like a foreign culture center. So usually I'm going to talk about Japanese culture and cultural event, but this is the first time for me to make a presentation in a business session like this. It makes me nervous, but I'm very glad to have this occasion to present. Today, I'm going to talk about human resource. The theme going to be the human resource and the aspect of the Japanese language education, which is the Japan Foundation is doing in India. As His Excellency Ambassador Hiramatsu mentioned about the relationship between Japan and India has been increasing and stronger in every year. Since this strong relationship between two countries, as a human resource, we need the Indian people who can speak Japanese language. However, do you know how many people can speak or are taking Japanese course in India? You know how many people are learning Japanese language in India? Japan Foundation, we conduct a survey for the Japanese language learner in all over the world every 3 years. So the last survey was 2015. At that time, 24,011, only 24,011 people are taking Japanese language in India out of 1.3 billion people, the population of India. You can see how small the number is. By the way, in Odisha, guess how many people are taking Japanese language? This is number for 2015, 3 years ago. 243. Now you can see this is very hard to find as a human resource in India, it is very hard to find the Japanese-speaking Indians. By the way, the survey was taken every 3 years. The total number of the Japanese learner has been increasing. Since 2003 to 2015, you can see the slope. It's increasing, but the number itself is very, very small. only 24,000. So, yeah, it's very difficult to find Japanese-speaking Indians. That's lack of human resources. So what we have to do is develop human resources in India. Now, in the Japan Foundation, we receive many requests from many educational institutions trying to establish new Japanese language courses. However, they are facing many problems to have Japanese course, like shortage of Japanese language teachers or lack of the budget to organize the course. Oh, because we were talking about the shortage of the Japanese language teachers. So in that survey I talked before, which survey about the number of the teachers also. So in that survey, 2015, the Japanese language teacher in India was only 655. In Odisha, 3. But I repeat again, it was number for 2015. I'm sure it's been increased a lot. Anyway, for the shortage of the Japanese language teachers, we've been trying to improve that. So Indian government and Japanese government and the Japan Foundation, we established a Japanese language teachers training center this year. And we're going to train 1,000 Japanese language teachers in 5 years. And we just finished the first batch last October, and they graduated. About 25 new Japanese teachers has been finished our first batch course. And I explained about the lack of teachers, I mean the shortage of the teachers. I'd like to talk about the lack of the budget to organize a Japanese language course. There's so far no good solution. We need support. Support from Indian company. As investment for the human resources. So I came here to ask you for the Indian people to support the new Japanese language course in any institution for investment on human resources. Maybe you can establish Japanese language course in your company, or maybe you can do as a business and at the company, maybe you can support Japanese language course for the CSR activity, or maybe just a donation, donating financial support to the Japanese language course. But not only asking you for the investment. If you invest on something, you have to know about the content itself, right? So there is a various kind of Japanese language courses. Japanese language course is just not one kind. It depends on goal of the learners. So, for example, if the learner's purpose is interpretation or the translation, it takes about 900 hours, and needed skill will be like reading skill, writing skill, listening and speaking skills. Or if the learner needs to want to go to study in Japan, maybe in that course, 600 hours will be needed, and maybe stress on reading and writing skills. And maybe in others, I said, not only the Japanese language, but maybe also the culture or Japanese lifestyle has been needed. I don't go all the chart, but I want to show you there's many variety for the Japanese course. So if you're going to invest on to make a Japanese language course, please think about what kind of Japanese language course you are going to invest on. And moreover, I'd like to add one more thing. The tendency the Japanese learners in India, since Indian people have a high reputation for their management skills and IT skills. So Japanese language ability becomes add value. So IT skill or management skill, this is a strong point of the Indian people, I think. Plus, Japanese language ability makes high potential human resource. So, since as a Japanese, Indian people is very good at ITs and management skills. So please add one more plus alpha ability to make higher potential as a human resources. So if you have any question, or if you want to make you might want to invest on something, or if you need more information about the Japanese language course, please contact the Japan Foundation. You can find on the website the Japan Foundation, and you can contact us. We can provide the information to promote the Japanese language course, or maybe we can introduce Japanese language teachers if you need in your institute. That's it for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miyamoto. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Natsuki Morikubo, Business Head Japan of ASMAX.
Honorable Chair, members, and the industry leaders in the audience. Greetings on the occasion of Make In Odisha Conclave. I want to express my sincere thanks for giving me an opportunity to speak about the national and global opportunities for Make In Odisha Conclave and the chance to share my perspectives. I'm deeply honored and humbled to have this privilege to address the august gathering of industry experts, academia, and hospital experts from various backgrounds. Before I delve into my experience and perspectives on the national and global opportunities, let me introduce myself. I'm Natsuki Morikubo, born in Japan, traveled across various countries, and this is my first visit to Odisha. In the last couple of days, I have met many people and visited many places in Odisha. I am deeply touched by the humbleness and politeness of Odia people. I'm grateful to ASMAX Group for taking me on board as a business development head, especially for Japan. Let me take this opportunity to introduce ASMAX Group. ASMAX Group, as an ISO-accredited organization, came into existence in 1984 under the chairmanship of Dr. Dev Mohanty. We are involved in various activities such as human resources outsourcing, support service, IT, job portal, ship repairs, industrial catering, plant construction and commissioning, operation and maintenance, education, and skill development. Having started in Mumbai it has now grown to 14 countries worldwide, such as the Gulf countries, Philippines, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, South Korea, and Japan. ASMAX has been sourcing, skilling, and staffing in an average of 25,000 people every year globally. ASMAX manpower outsourcing services are well recognized and appreciated by the world-renowned companies such as Mitsui, Saipen, KOC, KNPC, and a host of others. In recognition of the expertise and experience of the group, U.S. Army contract for supply support activity in Kuwait, valued at approximately 120 million US dollars. Under this contract, ASMAX provides complete project management services and logistics to the US Army in Kuwait. ASMAX groups entered into skill development domain and got affiliated with NSDC and various SSCs to train the youth of India in vocational skills and give them placement or entrepreneurship with an aim to transform their financial livelihood and bring sustainability. Ministry of External Affairs and NSDC to conduct pre-departure orientation training for aspiring migrants to overseas countries. Bhutan government also awarded our company to conduct training in plumbing and solar PV installer trade for Bhutanese boys and girls. Further, NSDC selected ASMAC Group as one of the sending organizations for Japan's Technical Intern Training Program, TITP, as per the Memorandum of Cooperation Agreement signed between the Japanese government and the Indian government. As per the MOC, India will be sending Indian youth within 3 to 5 years period for technical internship training with various industries in Japan. There is scope for India to enhance its participation in Japan TITP, thereby contributing to India's vision as the largest provider of the skilled workforce for the world. TITP is an ideal platform through which complementary strengths of India and Japan could be leveraged for mutual benefit. ASMAC's role is to mobilize the intern trainee, train them in the domain, as well as Japanese language, and send the intern to Japan. To sum it up, in 4 years' existence of our skilled vertical, we have trained over 20,000 youth and placed 16,000 of them in domestic as well as international destinations, and thereby bringing sustainability in their livelihood. I'm glad to see many delegates from Japan participating in this event. ASMAX is keen and willing to extend its services to the Japanese companies in India in more than one way. I shall be too pleased to interact with the visiting delegates on one-on-one basis and offer our services not only in India, but also in Japan. Odisha and ASMAX are imbibed with sufficient workforce equipped with excellent training or skill sets in respective trades and shall not only stand gain employment within the country, but in overseas countries as well as especially in Japan. Now, I'd like to introduce a few of our students who have been trained for TITP for 3 months.
Namaskar. Hajimashite. Watashi wa Sahu Okotomo shimasu. Niju Nisai desu. Shigoto wa Tekonseko desu. Odisha no nacho ni sundemasu. Nihon no itte shigoto o shitai desu kara Nihongo benkyou shimasu. Nihon no seikatsu to bunka to iroro na atarashii koto o naraitai desu. Dakeru dake ganbarimasu. Kono kikai itadeite Odisha shiusei fun no kansha o shimasu. Arigatou gozaimashita. Doujou yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
नमस्कार हाजेमास्ते वाताशी वा महाराणा मिथुन तो मोशिमास निजु गोसाई देश वाताशी वा इमा बानपुर करा किमासिता वाताशी वा इमा नियोन इकिताई देश हेलो वाताशी वा नियोन इकिताई देश नियोन नो सेकाचु तो बुंका तो रूरू गा दाइस्की देश नियोन नो माइनिची बेंक्यो शितेइमास कोनो किकाई ओ इतादाइते ओडिशा सेइसु कांची ओ arigato gozaimasu.
I thank you once again and wish the conclave all success.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morikubo. And now we'd like to move on to the panel discussion. Well, my first question is to Harshika-san. So you mentioned generally about the, please, if you could elaborate a little more on the advantages of human resource from Odisha compared to the other states. Please give us any buzzwords to explain this.
Well, I already explained in my presentation that why we are preferring members from Orissa. They have lot many distinguished qualities. But if you ask me one buzzword, that would be that they are very, very dedicated towards whatever they do. So dedication will be the best thing which can define Orissa members and which can distinguish them from different other state people.
Thank you very much. My second question is to Morikubo-san. How important is it for Indian young stars to acquire Japanese language skills?
Thinking of the TITP, previously the merit of that program was, like high salary and to get advanced technology from Japan. But only focusing on these points caused a problem. So now, what I think the merit of Indian people to learn Japanese language is they can learn Japanese work culture. It's like very precise way to work, and we must prepare everything before starting your work. To learn this kind of culture, and then to bring this type of working culture to India, and they can start their new own business, or they can get a good position in the Indian company. Then, as I said in my presentation, they can get sustainable livelihood in terms of financial. This is my answer.
Thank you, Morikubo-san. And my third question to Miyamoto-san, I believe all of the participants are now interested in Japanese language after your presentation. How should the people interested in learning Japanese approach Japanese language schools and institutions?
Well, in my presentation, the number of the organization which teaches Japanese language is still small. Maybe it is very hard to find one, especially in Odisha. However, there's some internet website. In the website, there's some site which you can learn Japanese language by themselves. And the Japan Foundation, we also have one of those sites. So if you're interested in learning Japanese and on the website, please find us. Please come to the Japan Foundation website and check. It names Minato. Minato is the name of the site. And it's only beginner's course, but they can take the Japanese language. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we would like to open the floor for discussions and questions. If anybody has any questions, please raise your hand. And please deliver the mic to that gentleman. Please address who the question is to and your name and designation.
私の質問はカオル宮本さんに向けですが、ちょっと英語で変更します。はい。 we have found that Japanese language teachers are kind of rare resources in India already. But since the developments are going on, especially in India, Japan, regarding East and Northeastern zone, what are the steps Japan Foundation is taking to increase the number of teaching resources in these two regions, East and Northeast? Thank you.
Thank you. So this should be a question where Harushika-san. Miyamoto-san.
Can you please repeat the question for him?
I think if you could speak up a little bit louder.
カオルさんに向けこの質問。はい、先生、インドの東北と東ゾーンに関して日本語教師に、なんかどういうふうなデベロップメントをジャパンファウンデーション今頃なさっていますか？そういうふうな質問なんです。ありがとうございます。
So you're asking what kind of education is done to the Japanese teacher in the northeastern area of India?
Yes, about northeast area. Well, since Japan now, in the Indian government and the Japanese government, the Japanese embassy, I think there's a MOU between India and Japan to northeast. I forgot the exact name, but yes, Japan is trying to work on the northeast area of India. However, it's just started, so we don't have any particular plan so far, but we are going to work on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, the second question. Please, if you could deliver another mic.
Hello, this is Prasanna from Utkal University, Bhubaneswar. My question is for the Director of Japan Foundation. At Utkal, we have started the elementary Japanese language course since 2015. The director himself was one of the guests in 2015 that we had organized. My question is, since Japan Foundation has started giving training to Japanese language teachers to produce teachers in India, so is there any provision that we can apply to get some volunteer teacher for the Japanese language course that we have initiated at Utkal? My question is for the Director of Japan Foundation. Should I repeat the question?
Okay. So your question is if Japan Foundation has any program to educate Japanese teachers in their organization?
To send Japanese teacher volunteers to centers which have initiated providing Japanese language, elementary Japanese language. We have started at Utkal 4 years back. So my question is, can we apply for getting a Japanese language teacher volunteer through Japan Foundation?
I see. You mean you're asking if they can dispatch a Japanese teacher to your organization and teach maybe your employees Japanese?
Not employees, students at the university. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not sure that I understand your question well or not. You're asking the Japan Foundation to dispatch the Japanese language teacher in your institution? Is that your question?
Yes, is there any provision that we can apply to get a teacher? We do not have trained teacher here, even if we have started the language course 4 years back.
For that, the Japan Foundation is working to support the Japanese language education in India, but Japan Foundation itself won't teach Japanese in the institution. So we support teachers, we support the institution, but we're not doing the teaching Japanese language itself. So I'm not sure what we can support in your case, but please contact the Japan Foundation. Please send the email to us exactly what your request is, and we can write back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And with that, I'd like to conclude the second panel discussion. Please give another round of applause for the three panelists on the dais. Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite Mr. Sudhir K. Mishra, President of Everex Japan, to make a special presentation. Mr. Mishra, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's already been late. I think it's time for a cup of tea. So, well, I'm here not as an investor, rather I work in health sector. So it was a last minute introduction that I am here. And I must congratulate the government of Orissa for organizing such a wonderful event. And my sincere thanks to Jetro for giving me this chance to speak for a few minutes. I just have a few minutes. And Mr. And thank you, Dr. Nitin Javale of Epical for making arrangement to display our product in the enclave. I hope it will be possible. We have brought all the way from Japan to display here. Well, I am from Japan, not from Japan, I am from Orissa, 100% Oriya. I live in Japan for the last 20 years. So I try to promote Oriya culture as much as possible in Japan. Our DC, Mr. Bala Krishnan just mentioned, we do Ratha Jatra, the great famous Jagannath Puri Ratha Jatra we have been doing for the last 12 years. I belong to that community, Oriya community, Japan. So we do it in a grand way. My wife is a professional Odissi dancer. She does performance all over Japan. So wherever possible, we do promotion of Oriya culture. So I got a chance to introduce something unique about the product the Nippon Basic Company has introduced. I thought, why not in Orissa? And Orissa Enclave has given is a wonderful chance to see this. What is that like all about? If we can do that, introduce that in Orissa, why not? We have done that in many parts of the world. Bangladesh is very successful. China also we have introduced, also in few parts of Africa. So why not in India, why not in Orissa? So this is a very, no rocket science involved, very simple technology. So it's a mobile cycle water purification system that we have introduced. So what you need is just a simple bicycle fitted with a chain on the back, where we just feed one drill pump and 3 filters that we can fetch drill water from lake, from river, and from fresh water, from pool, or from fire brigade water, anywhere, except the salty water. And we can filtrate it and make it drinkable. Orissa in more than average in terms of access to the drinking water in India, but still a lot more to be done. So we thought this will be very unique and innovative. We can produce a minimum of, this is human pedaling. You don't need a battery, you don't need electricity, nothing. So if we can simply pedal it, and it can produce 6 liters of drinking water in 1 minute. So on an average, like if a village having 180 people, we can supply water, 360 liters of water by pedaling 1 hour a day. So it can solve a large amount of problem. So if you have a cycle in a panchayat, and this filter, we need to change the filter depending on the muddiness of the water. So the filter, we use 3 types of filter to remove the muddiness, the carbon particles, and any ingredients that is not healthy. The end of the day, it comes out with a drinking water. It is tested in the lab. You can always test anywhere in India. So the idea is very simple. So we get the filters that is patented in Japan. We are trying to have the cycles made locally, and in course of time we'll have the pump sourced locally. So what you need, just the filters getting from Japan. We'll try to fit it and try to introduce here. But we need the support of the government. Although I think government's officials are gone there, I wanted to appeal them. So as I said, I am not an investor here. I am in work in health sector. I am here just to help, and I need help from the investor, from the government, to make it feasible. So thank you very much. And we have the product with us. We have brought it all the way from Japan. We have here in the hotel. We are trying to find a place in the enclave to display. Hope we'll be doing so with the help of Dr. Nitin. So please come and see and taste our water. It's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mishra. And now I would like to invite Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, Chief Director General of JETRO India, to give the closing remarks. Mr. Nakajo, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for participating in this Japan seminar. So indeed, it was an extraordinary number of gatherings as compared to the other state events. It was at the beginning. Now it's a kind of back end. So thank you for your patience, guys. And I am representing the Japanese delegation to this conclave. I would like to express my sincere gratitude for taking your valuable time for yours. So I'm not intending to conclude this session, but we try our best to figure out what is Japanese business in India is like, what they are expecting to the state of Odisha, and the value of human resources from the multiple angles. All of you might have acquired some of our knowledge and thought from this session. And I am hoping all these thoughts lead some actions of yours. As we can see, some of the discussion is already going on. And these actions will create deeper relationships between Japan and Odisha. And lastly, I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Sandeep Chopra, the Principal Secretary of Industry, Dr. Nitin Jaware, Executive Director, IPICOL, relevant state officials, and the FICCI team for their dedicated assistance and efforts to make this session success. And I would also like to express my thanks to speakers and other delegation members for traveling all the way to Bhubaneswar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nakajo. And this concludes the Japan session in the Make In Odisha Conclave 2018. Thank you very much for your participation. I am confident that this session became an excellent occasion to establish and strengthen the ties between Odisha and Japan. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a pleasant evening. Jai Hind.